I want you to close your eyes for me. I want you to picture a unicorn. What does your unicorn look like? Why is it a sought-after creature? Why is it we seek these mystical creatures and beings, especially when we use our imagination? Could the answer be that because they're uniquely different and they don't fit in any box? Open your eyes. Much like the unicorn, living outside the box is about finding your true identity, your passion, and what makes you happy. I struggled with this for years throughout my childhood. I grew up in the inner city of Los Angeles with my 8 siblings, where I attended public school to 2nd grade. I became bored with the schoolwork, and I was a distraction in class. Instead of skipping grades as suggested, they came up with a magical idea to bus me to a magnet school where I was one of only 3 blacks. So as you can imagine, after a while, I didn't fit in the neighborhood and I didn't fit in at school. It was a struggle to feel like I belonged with the kids in the neighborhood because I didn't behave like them, I didn't sound like them, and I didn't look like them. My vernacular was different, my path was different, I was different, but I couldn't accept this. Because of it, I was teased to the point of being bullied. Can you imagine someone bullying me? I wanted nothing more to fit inside the box, to be like the kids in the neighborhood. At school, most of the kids came from wealthy backgrounds and felt a sense of privilege. Not only was I teased because of the neighborhood I came from, but also because of the color of my skin. I felt like a charity case for being an inner city kid. It was a lost cause for me. For so long, all I wanted to do was belong to something. Belong, whether it was the group at school or the group in my neighborhood. I just wanted to belong. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be in that box, a part of the in crowd. Fast forward to high school. Fast forward to high school. Not only was I a straight A student, I was a star athlete. But my path was much of the same. Bused to a predominantly all-white high school and left to hang out with the inner city kids after school. I didn't fit the stereotypical profile of an athlete, but I didn't fit the profile of an inner city kid of thugs, gangbangers, and drugs. Again, I was teased for being too smart, for using proper grammar, for growing up poor, and for being black. But again, all I wanted to do is I wanted to feel accepted and like I belonged. Struggling to fit in, I turned to my best friend, my older brother. We had a long talk my sophomore year, and out of that talk came an epiphany. He explained to me that I didn't fit in because, in fact, I was different, and I needed to embrace it. He advised me to do some soul searching to understand what made me happy, and once I knew it, I could create my own box. My entire adult lifehood has been about living outside the box. From a 10-year NFL career to attaining my MBA to becoming a snowboard coach. Yes, a snowboard coach. Funny story about how I became a snowboard coach. In 2005, some of my friends asked me to go on a snowboarding trip. My initial response was, black people in snow? We don't mix. We're tropical people. I decided to take them up on the offer anyway. I fell in love with the sport from day one and wanted to pass that passion on to others. Probably broke some of my contractual obligations with the NFL with my decision as well. The epiphany of just how different I was and out of the box I was smacked me dead in the face a couple of weeks ago. I was standing on top of the border cross course, which is a snowboarding race, and as I looked around, I realized I was the only black coach or athlete there. As I continually received awkward stares, it dawned on me that I was, in fact, just that different and living outside the box. But it was at that moment I realized that what my brother was telling me about, being different. I had become a rose that learned to love its thorns. The traditional path isn't for everyone. I believe traditional in-the-box people are a thing of the past, such as lectures, education through lectures, traditional 9-to-5s, and so on and so forth. People are drawn to what is uniquely different and on the cutting edge. You have to take your uniqueness and be whom you are so that your light shines on the world. Diversity of thought and experience is what makes revolutionary breakthroughs and uniqueness. When you look at people like the Wright brothers, Thomas Edison, or Albert Einstein, they all have one thing in common. They didn't fit in any box. They were comfortable in who they are, despite the negativity, despite the naysayers and doubters. It's a lot harder in today's society because we have access to so much more, and largely in part due to the individuals I just mentioned. There are so many stimuli, social media, reality TV, etc., that it's easy to get caught up in trying to fit inside a box, one that might not even be real. As students, we must realize that social media is a highlight reel for people's lives. Whether it's a sick snowboard trick or someone doing something amazing, it's all a highlight. We don't see the trials and tribulations that they go through. And we see it, we want to be in it, we want to be a part of it, a part of the in crowd, which most of the times is a fictitious society. What you need to understand is that 1 million likes will never be enough if you don't learn to like yourself first. I encourage you to figure out who you are, what you like, and what makes you tick, regardless of the box people will try to put you in. It's not about fitting in. It's about being authentic and standing in your own truth. So why is living outside the box so important? To me, it's where true happiness lies. You have to be true to yourself and the desires of your heart, even if your desires go against the status quo and you're looked at as a unicorn. I want you to close your eyes again. Now picture yourself. What's unique about you? What are you passionate about? What does your heart desire? What makes you want to live life to the fullest every day? I challenge you to be the first you and not the second someone else. Thank you.